Hey, my name is PolishLynx. I don't know why I started with alright. Doesn't matter. This is the letter. Alright, let's check out the... Why did I say alright again? Let's check out the timeline really fast in case you aren't with me from the previous episode and you kinda want to skip it. Okay, where is the freshest? Alright, there we have it. Why did I say alright again? God damn it. To confirm their suspicions, Isabel helped Ashton break into the Briar Realty Corporation's Luxburn office that night. There the files they found... Let's not forget about Seb as well. There the files they found revealed the real deal with Dimension sale that was unknown even to Isabel and some possibly more terrible. Also, let's not remember about Seb. We don't want to give him trouble. He's a great man. Also, while gathering what they found, Ashton accidentally brought up Isabel's father, who had apparently passed away the day before. No. He didn't really bring him up. Suddenly her reason for trying to fix the mess became clear to him. In his attempt to comfort her, he ended up almost admitting something he's not yet ready to put to words. Then, if you were not ready to put that into words, put it into actions. Reckless? Yes. Might give results? Yes. Anyway, getting the files back to BRC's archive room is a cinch. With the documents back in their proper places, I locked the door behind me, tugging twice just to make sure. Now, the next order of business. Removing the evidence of our little excursion here, or at the very least, the part showing what we've been doing during the past hour. Can't have our faces plastered on security footage, showing us breaking the law, as it were. I'm gonna have to wipe the data for Isabel's access card entries too. Surprisingly, finding their security room proves a breeze. What will be tricky is getting inside. The fact that no one has walked out during the whole time we've been here means the room is either empty or their security is sound asleep. I'm banking more on the former. If they are cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubt that they fired the guy stationed here. If they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place. It's a very common thing for establishments. Just leave security recording indefinitely, and only check the footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for a sign of anyone occupying the room. My god, please. Dude, don't scare me like that with this shit. I mean, it's a freaking horror game. I know it's a visual novel, but that doesn't change the fact that you don't do noises like that. After a long minute and nothing, I give the knob a few rattles.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
We have lockpick sets, but those are only to be used if necessary and with a search warrant. Even then, it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtlety isn't on a cop's priority if they have authority to search the premises. Bolt cutters and brute force are the favored methods. If those fail, we call a locksmith. Me? Well, I prefer the good old harping ring when those options are available. Besides, they're easy to hide and store for emergencies. Running my hand through my hair, I pull a pair of bobby pins. Oh, those. Two of these and I can just about open any standard lock. One makes a lever and the other makes a handle. I won't call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick a lock. Good thing I've practiced with them for a bit in my college years. I learned more than when they are accessible and standard issue for a law enforcement officer. It will be here, a click here, and I managed to seize all the pins in the locking mechanism soon enough. With a slight turn of the knob, the security room's ripe for the picking. The room's odor hits me first. A sharp, nose-eating stench as if someone has accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in their room. When was the last time they opened this place? You ask this. I have a very bad feeling there's something... Alright. I wanted to say there is something in the room, but... If you look at the screen where you have Isabella, the fuck is that freaking dark blur in the middle?
Ugh, this place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
This is probably because of badly botched effort to clean the place up. Even in the dark, I can spy dark stains on the walls. I really don't have time to try and play the is this ketchup or soda right now, but I have this strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As expected, no secret personnel means mans the office CCTV. Alright, the freaking blur is blinking. CCTV controls and the standalone DVR setup is open for anyone. Normally, I'd have a heap. It bothers me, okay? A heap of things to say about this slow security setup, but right now their negligence makes the whole task of erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The next one should be the access card data. Hopefully getting into the computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything up to now has been smooth sailing. There have been hiccups, I'll give it that, for it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. I'm in a very bad mood right now. You know, man, I'm scared about this wonderful woman. Once I shift my attention to the machine sitting next to the DVR setup, all of it swiftly evaporates. I'm no computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than a decade old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. We have a heavy sigh. Well, I can't do that yet. I pour it up and mentally prepare myself for a slow slug. Slow apparently remains an understatement here. It takes a whole 3 minutes for the thing to start up. The OS hasn't even started loading, and in my boredom I start inspecting the live feeds from the comms. Only two works. One for the view outside. Everything seems to be under there. And the other for main workspace where it's a fleeting glimpse, a cursing glance, but the sight of it stops me. Oh shit, it's changing. I told you there is freaking something, and now it's getting... oh shit, man. Time to run, man, and kick some ass. I know it's crazy, but hey, gotta save the girl. The image is a bit blurry, but staying there, right in the middle of the room, by one of the cupolas, I can make out the form of a...
What the hell is...
I don't get too far into the line of thought. No, a few seconds after my words have slipped out without any sort of warning, while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is. The figure moves. A moment of paralysis hits me when she stops right in front of the camera. Like a damn rookie, I still go in the face of a danger. Oh, you bitch. I definitely haven't been trained to handle the supernatural, and this one... this is one, right? Isn't it? And... oh, fuck. Her eyes blur into me. The malice, intent, piercing, even beyond the screen. It's enough to make me go numb. All the mug crashing on the floor when my hand as him takes a swipe at it snaps me out of the trance, reminding me that I'm not the only one here. Isabel. It seems she hasn't noticed anything. Am I the only one seeing this? In any case, whatever's happening, I have to get her out. Gathering my wits, I quickly reach for my phone. It takes but all 2 seconds before she answers, but there is no time for leave.
Ashton? Did you really have to call? We're practically on the same floor.
Get out of there.
What? Why are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator. Just
You're creeping me out, Ash.
get yourself out of that place, now!
Without second thoughts, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. But before my foot even moves, she disappears.
Son of a...
Oh, for fuck's sake, you bitch! Instinct instantly takes over, and my hand quickly reaches for the gun at my side. On to meet empty air. Mistake that costs me a few per seconds, while the paperwork I brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything and myself once more, with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in next, and I launch towards the door. I sprint across the office without daring to look back. Isabel's already waiting in front of the elevators by the time I make it out of their office. Worry raises her eyebrows upon glancing at me, but I don't have time to answer the question in her eyes. As soon as I reach her, I grab her arm, practically throw the two of us into the open elevator, and slam the button for the ground floor. Alright. Alright, I think I'm calm now. A sigh of relief escapes from me when the elevator starts its descent. The clicking noise fades off into the distance. Beside me, Isabella shifts, moving the stack of papers under her arm while she takes in my appearance. Concerns in her eyes, for all I offer her is a small gesture of my hand while I attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In and out. Like.
Why are we in such a hurry?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good. What's wrong, Ash?
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. From the monitors, there was a fucking...
The rest of what I'm about to say dies on my tongue when the elevator stops and the doors open too. There's moments pass while we both take in our surroundings. Confusion's understandable there. Are you in the parking area?
Oh, come on! They should just replace this whole thing.
No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Right? But it's just as Isabel said, the elevator always did have problems when I visited in the past. Often she becomes so angry whenever we try to get to the her floor, and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. Also, did you grab your gun or did you not? Because I have very big, weird feeling that you left it over there, and that would be problematic, man. Yeah, and that's what I have to worry about, right? Yes, I have to. Anyway, that was always good for laugh. I wasn't worried then. Now. Oh, for fuck's sake, that bitch is here! From the distance beyond the light's reach, the noise echoes in my ears along with the rapid pounding in my chest. Isabella stiffens and her eyes grow wide at the sound. Gingerly, she reaches up to grab the hem of my sleeve and grips it, hard, tight enough for her fingernails to dig through. Her eyes searches wildly for the source of the sound while I stand protectively in front of her.
Ash, did you hear that?
Unfortunately...
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
How about no? No response. No response, only the soft sound of something scurrying around the floor and the walls in slow, deliberate movements, faint for still audible enough in the hush. Until it stops. A moment.
We need to go, Ash. We have to.
And then, this time I'm certain it isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body freezes. Hands stealing mid-press on the button, eyes growing wide, waiting for any sort of movement from further back, and ears strained for the source of the sound. I can't even offer Isabella my any reassurances, much as I hate to admit it. Dread has seeped into every nerve in my body. And the blast elevator still won't work.
This isn't in my fucking training manual!
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator!
Under a series of shuffling against the ground, I looked at her, and all of a sudden, she's just there. Like a twisted fucking spider. Alright, I see her. She stares at us. She's not there, she's fucking crawling. A look of hunger in her eyes, and venom in twisted manner she smiles. Oh, you fucking... A glee she has well earned when with her damn flies that have been dropped right on the spider's web.
Ashton!
Damn it!
I'm not an electrician. Without warning, she moves, smoking with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy.
Fucking hell!
Ashton, the door! The door!
Our lives are in the hands of a crumb elevator, literally hanging between life and death. We're not going to die here. Not in a damn elevator! What? 3, 1, 5, fucking 9, and 4. I'm a god of the keyboard, man. Fuck you, bitch. 1, 2, 8, 7, 6. Did I win? Did I? As if a divine power has heard me swearing up a storm in my head, the doors close just as the thing looms near. Soon, the elevator, the blasted thing, is headed up. Isabella's knees buckle in relief. Okay. It's not time for that yet. In two ticks, she's hanging herself without any care for the mess of papers and folders she has dropped on the floor in her panic. She draws in one ragged breath after another, each one brimming with nothing but relief. And this is the most I've been tired my whole life. Not during training when my superior first asked me to drop 100, not after a stakeout, but after smashing a fucking elevator button repeatedly. I slumped the ground beside her, worn out, but I don't let myself feel relief again, not until we're out of here. Isabella seems to be of the same mind as she looks to me. Still, I find myself sharing a shaky laugh with her.
We're okay. We're fine. Right?
Alright. You know what you've just did, Isabella? Listen, in situations like that, you don't freaking talk until you're out of the damn place, okay? Why would you ask that in this situation? You're not out of the building yet.
Yeah, we're good. Alive.
Oh.
Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs.
Yeah. Twice. I've seen it. Thrice, if I include the party. Unless I'm tripping balls without realizing it, there's no doubt in my mind that this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it. But with the truth staring at me in the face, it would be stupid to deny the reality of the matter. We are out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so freaking glad. Now that I think about it, why the hell did I click the numbers above and not on numpad? It would be so much faster. I'm dumb. But it worked out anyway, so I guess it's acceptable. Oh my god. Alright, as soon as the lift hits the ground floor, we hightail out of the building, Seb sound asleep when we pass by his station. However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I face tonight, we really can't care less who will still see us on our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the further the better. I'm just not sure if that also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it! The fucking thing almost had us! Shit, it was only by luck that we managed to get the fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked in the last second. I need some fresh air, man. Fresh, breathable, air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ, losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can lose it when another person is depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines and driving us off. After that instant, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped. Yeah. Well, I don't have good memories of this place, if you asked me. The Grim Parm brings a welcome relief, for only by some. The chill that has seeped in my bones is still there, furling and unfurling underneath my skin. If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's the last thing I want to happen when there are plenty of things to do. But this already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths. Just how many copies of the letter are out there? Isabel can't have the only one if other people are also getting cursed. Could be that the one she has shown us is just one of 5? Maybe even more? That whole pass this to 5 people business is ridiculous, but at this point, is it still? All in all, we found 21 people who might have read the letter, 7 on empty keys, 8 if we count Cooper. Well, so 8. And that's only with what we can find right now. We have no idea how the contractors and specialists hired from outside the company are doing, if we are in any way affected. How many more people are suffering? How many are missing? How many are dead? And I still even blame the right for this. If anything, they might be in danger as well. I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big of a douchebag Luke Wright is. There's also the woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we get away from her? Shit, still so many things we need to look into. Yet all my body wants to do is pace, burn out whatever excess energy there is in me.
Ashton, I'm getting dizzy. Will you sit down?
It's the first time Isabella has said anything. She's been sitting quietly since we dropped here. Better and less distracting than watching her nervous habits, I suppose. She certainly seems calm now. Too calm, in fact, for someone who has just seen something terrible. It's not the first time she saw that thing, and not the first time she was attacked, so, But it's been more than a week for her already. People do get desensitized to things at some point. Even someone like Isabella, who knows what's going on inside her head. Is that mine? There are too many, and none of them would sit still.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Just shit. Shit. Isabella, please tell me that wasn't...
What I'm not expecting when I turn to her is mirth. One that she could barely contain.
You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
I'm not quite sure what she sees in my face, but in next second a laugh suddenly bursts out from her.
I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have seen the look on her face back there.
Yeah, right, sir. I'm not the one who panicked. You almost ripped my arm off.
Yes, but...
Why, there's no voiceover. It's about this isn't funny. The one almost got us. We could have ended up dead.
I know, I'm really sorry. But this is just too precious to miss. You really lost your shit for a moment there.
Surprise?
You're trying to get back at me, aren't you?
Well, I'm not the one who kept calling someone scaredy cat for years. How does it feel?
I'm not scared.
Really? Because it doesn't seem that way to me. At all.
I'm not, alright? I just don't know what to do right now.
Immediately after, the moment passes, replaced by another tense silence. Laughter dies in her lips as everything sinks in. We're in deep shit, and it has finally caught up and hit us like a ton of bricks. Hit me more than anyone. Because she has been warning us of this since day one, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Despite that, she still reaches out to me, tugging my sleeve almost desperately. Her hands are trembling, and there is a tremor in her voice when she speaks. Without the cheer, only fear remains. One that she has been burdened with from the beginning.
We're still going to do something about it, right?
Who knows? How do you deal with stuff like that?
Not just stand around and let that thing get us.
Yeah. Unexpectedly, she leans her forehead against my arm, and her grip on my sleeve tightens. There is desperation there, a quiet plea.
Don't want to lose anyone anymore, Ash.
I wish I could give her that promise. But with so many unknowns, so many things I don't understand about this, how could I? Why she still trusts that I can do something about this baffles me. It all feels wholly undeserved, considering the way I've treated her. Yet despite my reluctance, I find myself returning her hold in kind. A grasp, warm and light enough for comfort. Not a promise, but the closest thing to it. Uh-oh. What's with the music? Oh, don't give me that. Alright, here. How about you stop? Please stop with the music. Ashton and Isabella beat a quick exit after getting what they needed, making sure not to leave evidence of their break-in. On their way, however, the elevator malfunctioned and dropped them in the building's basement park instead, where a familiar face welcomed them. God damn it, what's with the music? Darkness blurs the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Ah, shit. Soft footfalls echo from the far distance, scaring, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off. Ever so slowly, a chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me apart from one. There's only fear. Oh, shut up! Once again, her laughter echoes, a sound both bitter and forgiving. Is it the last thing I hear before she reaches for me? The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. Okay. Morning breaks in a blurry maze of vivid shapes and colors. Oddly, there is no feeling of terror or confusion gripping me, despite the vague images that has driven me from sleep. Awareness kicks in shortly, fall slow and sluggish, as I blink away the last remnants of unconsciousness from my eyes. The early morning light already streams from the open windows when the memory sets in and the room finally comes into focus. Isabella's apartment. Pushing myself upright, my eyes wander eagerly towards her prone form. She is hunched over the coffee table, both her arms under her head while she continues to rest. Then, to the chaos of papers and folders we've left scattered over it before sleep has claimed both of us. We've bunkered down here last night. After both our nerves have calmed down, mine for the most part, staying together was an unspoken invitation. And anyway, I'm pretty sure neither of us wants to remain alone when there is that woman? Is she still one in the first place? One that we'd normally call a human? Can it still feel guilt? Does it understand pain?
Fuck, I'd rather get charged for breaking and entering than mess with whatever that thing was any day.
No, the thing about this still matters when all our lives are in her hands. She's dangerous. If we don't do anything about her and this curse, we'll definitely be pushing Daisy soon. I can't let that happen. I've dallied on this long enough. Left all my friends in harm's way after the warnings they've all given me. Besides, beneath the terror and the adrenaline that keeps me running, knowing what lies ahead for Isabella makes it hard not to take action. The paper sitting on the edge of the table calls my attention. At this, light against my hand when I reach for it. It has caught my eye the night before, but with the lot we still need to go through, I've simply ignored it. The logo emblazoned at the top of the page, however, provides his paper a whole new meaning. Not for me, but definitely for her.
A scholarship grant, huh?
Huh? I've only ever heard her talk about this once or twice, completing her degree, that is. She really goes about it in great detail, preferring to keep it herself. Perhaps it's the fact that she thinks she's already too old to be chasing after it. It has been 5 years after all, but I've caught enough snippets of conversation between her and Zach to know she has never given up on it. Despite how things have panned out with her father, she is one step closer to this part of her life. As silly as this may sound, coming from a friend, I like to give her the chance to have this. Whether this means stepping out of my comfort zone and figuring out what the deal with this curse is, I'll do so. If only to see that same smile on her from that time again. These days, the only moments she seems to show it is when she's asleep, like right now, no matter how uncomfortable she appears. A smile of my own forms despite this, when I glance at her sleeping form again. She hasn't moved since, her shoulders rising and falling in a slow, even rhythm with her breathing. You won't think she has any problems this way.
If only that were true.
Sighing, I place the paper back where I've gotten it, carefully so I won't accidentally wrinkle or damage it in some way, and finally push myself off my makeshift bed. Isabel shifts when I carry her off from the floor and over to her bed, but doesn't wake, simply tucks herself comfortably under the covers I pull over her. Briefly thought, she mumbles something herself and draws in another deep breath.
Becca, Ashton's being dumb again.
She drifts back to a deeper state of sleep after, like it hasn't been interrupted by the slightest movement earlier, but the small smile on her lips remain. One I find myself returning in kind.
Who sleeps like a rock now?
It's better this way. Better leave her to her dreams for the moment, which I hope are better than the ones I've heard. She will have time to worry about our problems later when she wakes up. For now, this will be another thing I don't want to take away from her, a moment of respite, no matter how fleeting. She deserves it, after everything she has been put through. What I've put her through. In the meantime, I still have 2 other people I need to check with. Isabella will definitely get in a tizzy if I don't check on them. Cold Luxman Air meets me upon stepping out of the hallway. Not unusual in itself, this what Luxembourg's weather is supposed to be. A bit cold, down for the most part, and more often than not, terribly drab, with an occasional sprinkling of rain every few hours. The sky is still clear, but I'll give it a day or two before the weather takes a turn for the worse. I've complained about the awful rains for years, despite having lived here my entire life. I have to admit, though, seeing it return to the usual feels extremely reassuring. At least something's still normal in the world when I can no longer think the same for the situation we're in. A nightmare. That's probably all this is. Usually I would say I've been through worse, but that's simply another lie I've often told myself, isn't it? And I fed myself a great deal of lies through the years, just so I won't have to think about it the next day. Maybe we won't even have this problem if I haven't been running away and ignoring things, hiding them someplace no one will see, because I have seen at least doing so is a show of weakness.
The fuck do I know about ghosts, though?
What does Zach? What does Rebecca? Z-Man has shown me photographs, mentioned weird things happening around him these past few days. Bottom line, he likely knows as much about this as I do. Why else would he approach me, the guy who knows stuff, according to him? In the end, all I've done is give him the brush of some reliable guy I am. Hell, Rebecca's probably in the same boat, grasping for anything that might provide an answer, a way out of this. What can any of us do, when all of us lacks an understanding of what's happening? One thing is clear about this, however, that thing is after us because of the letter. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it, too. She will go after them as well. Yet here I am, walking up to Becca's door, one slow step at a time, a stalling tactic to allow myself some time to put the mess in my head in a better order. How to phrase this, when there is a 90% chance she's still pissed about a whole different matter. It's the only reason we didn't check on her last night, aside from an ungodly our Isabel and I are right. We'll only alarm her by showing up in her home in the middle of the night, acting like bubbling lunatics, and her anger can last quite a while. These days, it seems, the only one she can easily forgive is Isabella, but even with her, Becca's fuming still takes hours. I run my hand through my hair and straighten out my jacket before knocking. Once, twice, 3 times, just to be sure she hasn't heard me, even if she's asleep. She's usually awake by downfall.
Hey, Becca, it's Ash. Open up. Don't tell me you're still in bed.
Seconds tick by. No answer from her, and dread has started to creep up. I've been trying to handle our situations, but the feeling has been doing that quite frequently since last night. My mind begins to anticipate the worst, and the next minute concern has mixed in with my thoughts, and I bang my fist on the door, louder this time. She'll definitely believe it, but I'd rather face her wrath than a dead body.
Becca, it's Ash. There's something we need to talk about right away. Open up, I know you're...
Your girlfriend left early this morning, pretty boy. So if you could do us a bloody favor and shut up, that'd be real fucking polite.
Dude, calm down. My hand pauses, short of landing another heavy knock. From the other unit, Rebecca's older neighbor peeks into his door, though I see nothing but a bundle of blankets. I'll say they need help from being devoured by their sheets, but it sounds like he's just fine. He's a huge asshole too. Course of action, so people like him won't ruin your day, act like the nicest person on the planet. Has done me wonders when I was a rookie patrolling the streets, no need to match his temper.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
I don't know. She said something about meeting someone or something, in case Filipina girl over there asks. Well, what am I, her keeper? You know some people want to sleep in on a bloody Sunday, so keep it down. Just looking forward to this weekend. Thanks, you damn git.
Well, there's no need to be an ass about it. I'll get out of your...
He now sees their shot without warning, but not before muttering a string of very colorful words about me. Probably thinks I won't hear him inside the 4 walls of his apartment.
Jerk.
And at the end of it I sigh. So Rebecca's not here. I must have missed her by an hour or so, but at least she's not alone. She should be safe.
In theory.
More so, if the person she's meeting with is who I'm thinking. Sunday, you say. Well, I guess she's not. Nevertheless, I still can't help but worry. It's an easy thing, continuing down increasingly darkened lines of thought. To act brashly to find out where she is and go straight there without deliberating on my actions first. There's Zach to boot. Rebecca's not alone, but I can't say the same for the big guy. A simple phone call to the both of them should do the trick. It will ease my nerves at any rate. It's better than rushing over to Zach's place or assuming Rebecca's whereabouts and find out they are not where I've guessed they should be. Assuming the worst will come next, which I'd rather avoid this early, and the other reason I won't bother them, but an emergency begs for urgency. This is one, right? Even if it isn't, anxiously from concern dulls judgment. Something I most certainly can't afford to lose at any given time, especially right now. And means to calm it will do wonders for the muddled mess my mind is already in. Oh, it's the first time we actually see contact list! Who the hell is Abigail? Pulling up my phone, I thumbed through the screen until it ends up on a group with only Zach's, Rebecca's, and Isabella's numbers list. Also, I'm still curious about Marianne. Basically, Marianne. Other people will probably say I keep too few friends when they chance on this. To some extent, it's true. Don't look on my list then. I can easily name about 100 people I've been acquainted with through the years. Colleagues, blockmates, from uni, neighbors, those sort of people. Same. They all come and go. Same. But these three have chosen to stay for some reason without wanting or asking for anything. I mean, it is how it is, kinda. Unlike the others, no one has Zach's kindness, Rebecca's patience. Say what? Rebecca's what? Are you kidding me right now? She has like zero patience. Nor the sincerity in Isabella's eyes. One day, these guys are just there, and next thing I know, being with them eases it. That heavy, somber feeling lingering in the air when you stand alone in your apartment, or something as simple as spending your day off without anyone. I'll say it's loneliness, but this care is much more definite than that. If I can help it, I don't want to lose any of them to some stupid cares. A phone call may be the least comforting thing at the moment. Honestly, I prefer being in the same room with them right now, but I'll take what I can get. Becca first. She'll get angry at me for worrying about her. She isn't some helpless damsel in distress after all. She isn't the shy little girl I knew when we were children. We're already far from the people we were back then, but that's more than enough reason to check in on her. I don't have to imagine her taking anything head on. She will do it, instead of asking for help when she needs it. I don't care if she gets mad at me, if only to know that she's fine. A ring in the silence of the hallway. Its sound alone might as well be sharp enough to pierce through my ears. And our second passes. 2, 3. But when on the 9th ring it goes straight to her voicemail, a cold feeling instantly lodges in my stomach.
Rebecca Gales here. You've reached my voicemail. Sorry if I can't get to you right now.
You know, I deleted my short talking in voicemail because it was terrible. I actually hate my phone voice. For in the videos, I do believe it's not really sounding the way I do actually sound as well, because sometimes I have to pump up actually a voiceover, so obviously it will sound different, but also I do believe that I don't have like any proper device that would allow me to fully like basically show how my voice actually sounds like fully, truly, and so on. Anyway.
Oh, and if this is Isabella, yes, you're free to reheat the food in my fridge. Otherwise, leave a message.
Yeah. Just how many times did she leave your message like that? Probably just busy, that's all. For I still barely manage to keep my voice, even when I speak.
Hey, Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
Becca will be alright. It's alright. She's safe. She's with someone else. In the event that woman shows up, she'll have someone with her. Someone should be able to ask for help. She's safe. She can handle herself. Becca might have a fiery temper. Might. I mean, she has. But she knows when she's faced with something she can't handle herself. Rebecca will see my missed call and she'll call me back. If I don't express it enough, Rebecca is someone I consider important to me. What's this? She's been my friend for the longest. Anybody else would have been fed up with me and left. They got stuck by me, no matter how big of a jerk I've been. There is Zach and Isabel now too, of course. I'll always be thankful for having them around. There were times before, however, Becca was there. No one believes it when I say it, but I've surely had my awful moments as a brat kid and as a horrible teen. Issues, I have too many of them to count and refuse to deal with for a time. At least that's what Andrew likes to tell. I tend to think of nothing of it. It has mellowed down over the years, thanks to the professor mostly. But at times I do wonder if it still burdens me the way it did all those years ago. After all, I was terrible, especially around the time of my parents' separation. Looking back at it now, I had no reason to direct all my frustration towards everyone else. While I wasn't a kid who lashed out at anyone, preferring to keep it to myself and turning those negative feelings into more productive things, I've grown distant from a lot of people because of it, from my old friends back in my old school and the neighbors I've hung out with before moving. A habit I've likely brought with me into adulthood. Whoops. I was just so angry with everyone and everything. All I kept thinking about was myself, wondering why me. In retrospect, I was a selfish little bastard who thought the world revolved around me. That I shouldn't have been going through it. I believed my behavior was entitled, that I had the right for tough times, but she stuck with me, snapped me out of my little song, as she often phrases it whenever she sees the chance to bring it up. She didn't tolerate my bullshit, but she didn't leave me alone either. If anything, the whole thing made her stick around. Her concern may have grown a bit overbearing as the years went by, but she's still an old friend, nevertheless. I owe her a lot. That won't change.
Damn it. Where are you, Becca?
Another message left on the voicemail, then on my third call I hang up. For the time being, I can't do anything more than to wait for her to return my calls. Worrying aimlessly won't get me anywhere. Worrying aimlessly. Zach, on the other hand, that guy attracts trouble no matter how much he tries to avoid it. Doesn't help how he hasn't been too hot lately with a lot of people. His mention of plans yesterday doesn't sit too well with me either. He might be the next responsible adult after Rebecca out of the four of us, but I've still gotta check on the big guy. Make sure he's doing okay, at the very least, whatever he has planned on doing. All I'm asking is for it not to be idiotic. He's a sensible guy, I'm sure. However desperation clings and pushes people to do things, rational or irrational, it does matter. Clear thinking flies out of the window the moment you're in danger, and I sincerely hope he has not found himself in a tricky situation. His phone doesn't even ring before he answers, or his voicemail at least.
Hey, it's Zach. Well, a voicemail anyway. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, just leave a message, yeah? And no, Ash, you're not allowed to lockpick your way into my apartment again. Just do what any other decent human being does and call if I'm not around. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, interesting. So, now I'm curious if Isabella has some message for someone, and if Zach has some message for someone. Anyway, did he turn it off? Why? I don't want to assume the worst yet. Maybe he has forgotten to charge it? Can't be. The guy can be a bit of a Boy Scout, even more than I am as a cop. He is that type who has an extra battery or a power bank in his bag if he ever needs it. And he always does. He won't say anything or brag about it, but he's got a quiet roster of VIP freelance clients. And here is a problem I have right now. I can't insert a freaking replace battery into my phone. Which sucks. Why do you do this, phone companies? Like, why are you doing this? Alright, you need to watch this. I mean the letter, or play through the letter, and you will understand why you need to bring back the battery, damn it! In phones that can be replaced. Thank you. End of story. He won't just leave his phone dead in case he's on the field, particularly when people will likely be looking for him. He always leaves his connection open whenever clients or his friends need him. Zach is reliable like that.
Why isn't anyone answering?
His mobile is an out-of-range area sounds more plausible, although the thought of it doesn't completely shake off the unease. Unlike Rebecca and I, he took the time to listen to what Isabella said. And even if he didn't believe it, he was definitely the first one to offer help or try to do something. If he ends up trouble doing whatever it is, so help me, I'm going to. Well, I can't be rash. I'm aware of that. Been running the same reminder in my head since last night. But if something happens, I'm certain my reaction won't be pretty. The added guilt from those times I've repeatedly dismissed him will surely haunt me.
Yo, Zach, call me back, alright? I wanted to check in and, yeah, just please call me back.
It's usually a joke between us when I say he's the Watson to my Sherlock. I don't see him as some assistant to put aside until he's needed, like some people like to believe for. He's not some pity friend I keep around to make myself look good.
If anything, he's the one who stayed by me out of pity.
Zach's the one who puts up with me most of the time, even when he doesn't need to. It's not a case of a cool cop who helped out the minority. In truth, I was hard-headed, hot-tempered, reckless rookie up until I met him. It was nothing sudden, and some part of me is still that rookie, but I've grown thanks to him. He tempers that part of me. Considering how our first impressions went, I'm lucky he stuck around. Beck and I may have spent a lot of years together as children, but Zach, he's probably the closest thing I'd call to a best friend, for it's more than that, a camaraderie no words can express. He has my back and I always have his. He's a brother I've never had the luck of ever having, only child and all thing.
And I have every reason to worry about my brother.
From different mother. Becca's neighbor did say she went out to meet with someone, no specific names. If I'm wrong and she's not with Professor Clark, then maybe it's with Zach. They've never been close, but it's not the kind of awkward friendship where meeting together remains out of the question. Regardless, I continued dialing for his phone another 3 times, like I done with Becca's. In the end, after the 3rd time, with no one answering, I stopped and moved to cut the call with a rugged exhale.
Waiting game it is, then.
I've been trained for those. Hell, I'm used to them, just not when it comes to people I'm close to. Much as I keep reminding myself to maintain a level head, it's a whole different matter when it's someone you know. Personal feelings will likely get involved at this point, some point. It's starting now, actually, with the anxious rings calling and not calling, causing a racket in my stomach. And that's exactly when the line finally connects. Before he even speaks, my question has already slipped out, including every pent-up worry and tension in my body.
Where are you?
The line is choppy, though I can still make out the words he's saying. Nothing to worry about then. He's just someplace where network coverage is shitty. Can't imagine where at this time of the morning for. Did he go out for a jog?
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
I meant it to sound as friendly as possible, to keep things light at least. Instead, only the frustration shows in my tone.
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you.
What?
I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even...
Please don't tell me that's his plan. A morning visit to mansion where Luke Wright is. Of all the pig-headed things to do right now, is the best thing he can come up with, breaking and entering. I've got plenty of reasons to rail at him right now, although no matter how much I want to give him peace of my mind, unfortunately, it's not the time.
No, wait. Just get your ass to Isabella's place, and hurry.
He pauses a moment, a second of his decision, while he seems to contemplate his options.
How urgent is this?
In truth, the question, the hesitance, and the indecision in his voice has caught me completely off guard, and understanding dawns on me. His decision to go there isn't one born out of a stupid impulse. He must have found something. However, no matter how urgent it is, he still shouldn't have gone there, alone at that. Despite myself in that split second of comprehension, I allow it to show. A weakness. A simple request brimming with every unease and disquiet causing turmoil within me since last night. It bears a selfish hope that he will understand, even for the unstable signal that whatever's keeping him there, he will be willing to set it aside for now.
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
Silence fills the other end of the line again. For a long moment, I assume he won't heed it, and I'll have to drive there myself, just to drag him away from whatever danger he's skirting. Thankfully, he agrees.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Relief washes over me as soon as the call ends. Normally, I don't let myself a moment of respite in times like this. Gotta stay alert. Rebecca's still out there, has yet to return any of my messages. But for the moment I relish in it. This is probably the first time I've permitted myself to do so since last night. Even the muscles in my shoulders have been complaining from all the tension I've taken on. It still annoys me that all I can do right now is grit my teeth and trudge back to Isabella's apartment. Useless. Utterly useless. That's what I am in the face of this. Emma dash around Luxburn and unslam isn't going to help things. It's not like I'll simply stumble across them on the side of the road during a drive. This city is too big a place for one person to go searching for only 2 people. I'll be lucky if I even glimpse the hair of either of them. With one last hopeful glance towards the open skies, I slip back into Isabel's apartment and close the door behind me. I might have already grown used to this, but the waiting will always be the hardest part, more so when it's the people you care about.
You're up early. I thought you left.
Yeah, and I think it's time to end the episode. So, Isabella, let's end it. Anywho, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow in the next one. Bye-bye.